His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, very distinguished guests that we have here, and for all of you gathered, I know there are very distinguished people we have gathered in here. First of all, I must say a big thank you for cutting out all the very busy schedule and making it to this place. It shows that we really value women. And assuming our mothers died with us, we won't be here to witness what is happening. So certainly, we are grateful for your coming. Let's all applaud our effort in getting here. We want to warmly welcome you to this very special program, a campaign for accelerated reduction of maternal mortality in Africa. In short, we cut it to be CARMMA. And maybe you can even convert it into the tree, and it's CARMMA. Very nice. We want to launch this accountability report for us to see exactly what role we can play. Normally, we keep looking up. What can government do for us? Government should come to our aid. Today, we want to look at the responsibility we all bear in making sure that our mothers survive when giving birth to us. Sometimes when we have the statistics and we talk about several issues in relation to how mothers should survive, we say, oh, the numbers are reduced. Let's even assume it's 50 out of whatever figure we are talking about. Whose mother should die? Whose sister should die? Whose wife should that be? So it means even one is too much. But I want to begin the program first by inviting Very Reverend Eldad Bonny to lead us in a prayer.
Shall we bow down our heads as we sit for a short prayer? Our kind and loving Father in heaven, we thank you for our lives, especially the life of our president. We bless you for this day, a day you have dedicated and sanctified. Father, we present ourselves to you this afternoon. We invoke thy spirit into our midst. Touch the heart of our president and his lips so that he can deliver from above. And above all, Father, bless all of us and let us feel thy presence. This we ask through the merits of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you very much, Very Reverend. Well, we have our special guest here, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. And we all know that 55 years ago, somebody was a day old today because a mother survived together with that child. So we know that for all those gathered here, they also wish the president all the wisdom to continue to lead this country very well. Well, we want to start the program itself. We want to introduce the chairperson, the one who will be in charge. And let's invite Madam Rebecca Akono.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Ministers of State, UNFPA Country Rep, distinguished members of the High Table, Nime, Name, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed privileged to be introducing the chairperson for this program. She is a product of the Universities of Ghana, Legon, and Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and the Indiana University, USA. She holds a bachelor's and master's degrees in law and a doctorate in anthropology. Our chairperson is a professor of the African Studies at the University of Ghana and was the director of the Institute of African Studies. She has also taught at the Indiana University, USA. She was elected a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences in 2005 and has received a number of other awards and fellowships, including the University of Ghana's Meritorious Service Award for 2007 and the Order of the Volta Officer Class the same year. Her research interests are in the areas of African development, women's rights and empowerment, contemporary African migrations, and African higher education. She has taught courses on African development, gender, culture and development in Africa, and law and social change in Africa, among others. She has 50 publications in books, journals, and monographs. She has been a member of several professional associations and has served on the boards of several national, continental, and international organizations and committees. Currently, she is a member of the National Development Planning Commission, president of the Scientific Committee of CODESRIA, member External Advisory Panel, UNFPA, Governing Council member, International Institute for Educational Planning, Paris, member West and Central Africa Regional Advisory Council of the International Development Research Council, board member, International Network on Migration and Development, board chair, Abantu for Development, and board member, Media Commission for West Africa. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't have had a better choice. It is my singular honor to present to you Professor Techua Menu, chairperson for the program. Thank you.
Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Ministers of Health and Local Government and Rural Development, Members of Parliament, regional ministers, representatives of metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, representative of the UNFPA in Ghana, Nime, Name, Nananom, distinguished invited guests, members of the media. I feel privileged to have been asked to chair today's event. As a matter of fact, I received the invitation only a few days ago, but I accepted to chair the function for two main reasons. Excellency, the first reason is that this function is giving attention to women who die trying to give life. And the attention is being given by no less a person than the President of the Republic, to underline the point that maternal and infant mortality are not only issues for the families concerned or for women alone, but that these issues go to the very heart of women's enjoyment of their lives and citizenship, thus making it a governance issue. Excellency, distinguished guests, we know that no woman should die in the process of giving life to another human being, but our current statistics tell us otherwise, and it is an outrage that must not or cannot be accepted. We know that every day in Ghana, 7 women die from causes related to pregnancy and childbirth, and 3 babies die every hour during childbirth. I like to hear that the statistics have improved, but this is what I have. And out of every 1,000 women who deliver, 30 of them have their babies dying within the first 4 weeks of lives. And even for those babies who do not die then, 80 out of every 1,000 will die before age 5. Distinguished guests, the second reason why I accepted is that maternal and newborn health issues are also being taken up by local authorities because of the realization that the health sector alone should not be left to shoulder this burden, but that it must involve the communities and localities where families and households live and bring together all stakeholders, including elected and appointed officials, for us to reverse the dismal statistics and be on course to attain MDGs 4 and 5 so as to change the narrative and move from mortality to maternal and child survival. Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we know that when women and children survive, families and nations also thrive, but that when they die, the family loses its security and touchstone. Beyond family tragedy, These losses carry untold social, psychological, and economic repercussions for society. I know that you know this better than me, but I have read about the 3 delays associated with maternal mortality: the delay in deciding to seek care, the delay in accessing care in time, and the delay in receiving adequate treatment. We can see that decision-making is involved at each of these stages of delay. When we consider our local context, we know that decision-making involves several other persons within families and communities, especially men. This is why men especially need to understand the issues and come on board to work actively to empower women as citizens, wives, sisters, daughters, mothers, and aunts, for example, to decide on what is good for them with regards to their own health. Excellency, distinguished guests, a commitment to fulfill the right of every woman to the highest attainable standard of health requires a complete understanding of these 3 delays so as to garner the necessary political will, commitment, and action in every district and region across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, childbirth must be safe for every woman, no matter where she lives, whether in a rural or urban setting, and should be a time for celebration rather than mourning. I'm confident that we shall have a successful function this afternoon and that the launch will spur us on to take the needed actions. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Techua. When all the introductions were given, there was one thing left out. She is a woman who survived and is helping the generation. Let's hear it once again for her. So when we talk about migration and we look at all the negatives, ask her, she will tell you about all the positives that we need to tap into too. But that will be for another occasion. We want to now pick our welcome address from the Honorable Minister for Local Government and Rural Development.
It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you all to this very important event to disseminate a report on maternal health. A very special welcome to His Excellency, a day after yesterday, 55+1. The theme for today's event, No Woman Should Die Giving Life, the role of local authorities, is very appropriate because reducing maternal mortality still remains high on national government's agenda, which makes it imperative for local governments to pay critical attention to it. Madam Chairman, it is encouraging to see local authorities taking keen interest in ensuring that pregnant women deliver safely. One would have thought that this is a health issue and so must solely be addressed by the health sector and health professionals. I've been informed of the crucial role played by the Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assemblies during the regional fora on CARMMA since the beginning of the year. Madam Chairman, I want at this point to express appreciation to Her Excellency, the former First Lady, Mrs. Ernest Nana Dumils, who set out to create awareness on this critical issue by involving all MMDAs as major players in mobilizing resources to supplement the health sector's fund. Hence, with support from UNFPA and the Ghana Health Service, she launched CARMMA in all the 10 regions, as well as the 175 MMDAs by then, before the newly created districts. Madam Chairman, the launch of Her Excellency engaged regional and district policymakers through advocacy to commit resources to reducing maternal mortality within their respective regions and districts. The 10 regional fora saw the participation of district chief executives and their staff, presiding members and assembly members, as well as traditional authorities. At the forum, situational reports on the state of maternal health of MMDAs were presented. Subsequently, all MMDAs prepared their own plan of action. These plans have been consolidated into one report. Madam Chairman, today we have come together to listen to the National CARMMA report entitled Rising to Meet the Challenge of Reduction of Maternal Mortality in Ghana. The report will serve as an information and accountability tool to monitor progress. In this report, realistic and achievable commitments have been made from the 10 regions and 175 districts as of 2011 in the country to reduce maternal mortality. Madam Chairman, Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, to conclude, I want to assure His Excellency the President that since CARMMA remains high on the national agenda of government, local authorities will also play their roles well to ensure that maternal and newborn deaths become a thing of the past. Once again, I welcome you all to this August event. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Akwesi Opon Fusu MP and Minister for Local Government and Rural Development. When we are talking about maternal mortality, very often we tend to look at the rural areas and we say they have a bigger challenge because of their situation and where they are located. But we know that as we talk, we'll continue to show commitment. I'm always very happy when I hear about the fact that even taxi drivers in some districts have taken up the challenge. So it means that it can be stepped down to the very little. We heard this fact, 7 women dying each year. Just imagine, while sitting each day, just imagine, while sitting here, we hear a taxi had crashed. All the passengers had died. See exactly how we feel so sad. Every day, more than that number perish. Are we not sad about it? Can't we take action? And that is why we are here, to raise that level of awareness and commitment for us to act. We'll get more of the situational analysis in relation to maternal mortality. And who best can we invite but the Honorable Minister of Health, Madam Sherry Aite.
Thank you, Professor Chairperson, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, colleague ministers of state, Director General of the Ghana Health Service, representative of UNFPA, municipal district chief executives, and my dear esteemed nurses and midwives who have traveled all the way to be with us. And Ime, Name, Imbanyomanye, thank you so much. Your Excellency, the health status of women in their reproductive age has been widely accepted as a test of the level of development of any nation. It is for this reason that maternal and newborn health continues to be a priority of the nation. Health indicator that measures a nation's ability to save lives of women when they are performing their physiological function as women is maternal mortality. The maternal mortality figures have steadily reduced over the years, but not at the pace that is desirable. In the year 2009, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana launched a campaign known as CARMMA, Campaign on the Accelerated Reduction of Maternal Mortality in Africa, an AU initiative which called for increased support from all sectors of the country for the reduction of maternal death. The campaign, which had as its theme, "No woman should die while giving life," led to increased sensitization and awareness on maternal and newborn health issues. As a follow-up to this campaign, the First Lady undertook a nationwide campaign to all the 10 regions of this country, advocating for increased district-level support for maternal and newborn health, especially from the district assemblies. The political heads of the district pledged their support in very concrete ways at the time of the regional campaigns, based on the peculiar needs of their districts. It is time to remind ourselves of this commitment and check if we are on track. Madam Chairperson, Your Excellency, the action of the then First Lady underscores the fact that the bid to reduce maternal death is a development issue and therefore should engage the attention of every sector and people from all walks of life. It is therefore with gratitude that I stand here on behalf of the health sector and in partnership with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to once again reaffirm our commitment to saving the lives of women and children. In our bid to significantly reduce maternal deaths, the country through the health sector has developed an operational plan known as the MGD5 Accelerated Framework, which we call the MAF. This plan identifies 3 strategic areas that should engage our attention if we are to achieve our goal of drastically reducing maternal deaths. The focus areas are improving our family planning coverage, having more women delivering in health facilities, and improving our response to pregnancy and child-related emergencies in our facilities. The introduction of family planning in most countries has contributed significantly to societal development. However, in most low-income countries, its coverage remains low, especially in rural communities, often because of cultural norms and rumors and misconceptions that people have. This leaves some women overburdened with unwanted pregnancies, and this coupled with often tedious work, they do leave them in a state of chronic fatigue and undernourishment, compromising their ability to withstand the demands of pregnancy and childbirth places on their bodies. It is for this reason that family planning will be added to the package of free maternal health services under the National Health Insurance Scheme, and we are going to do this in partnership with the UNFPA. At a recent forum in Addis, the UNFPA Executive Director has agreed to be in partnership with various countries to make sure that every woman receives family planning commodities. So we are going to embark on this operation. Access to facilities at the time of delivery is also very important, as this can help reduce the time taken, manage any complication that may arise. While the health sector seeks to improve on its emergency readiness in health facilities by upgrading the skills of midwives and doctors, and with needed equipment and other determinants of health care, we are also going to accelerate the training of more midwives. Your Excellency, in Ghana, it is a fact that we have an aging midwives. Very soon, 50% of our midwives will leave the public sector. So the Ministry of Health, we have intensified, all the efforts that we need to ensure that more midwives are trained to support maternal and child care delivery. The importance of access to the right information cannot be overemphasized, as this positively affects the health-seeking behavior of families and communities. It is in this light that we are going to work with NGOs, civil societies, to reach pregnant women and their families through various sensitization and health education activities. Thus, we will embark by mobilizing a lot of our drummers. They will be organizing drama in various communities, in local languages, and we will involve the chiefs and our queen mothers in this campaign. Madam Chairperson, the Ministry of Health, in its effort to save the lives of women and children, recognizes the importance of geographical access to services. In 2014, we intend to construct what we call community health posts, in short, CHIPs, in various communities, especially in vulnerable communities, in an increase to help geographical access to healthcare. Your Excellency, in order to strengthen information, the Ministry of Health intends to divide this country into various zones. I have written to the Minister of Local Government to provide us with the names of every town in Ghana. Every town will be allocated with midwives and community nurses. These nurses will be attached to these CHIP zones, and they will be doing household visits to check on mothers. Your Excellency, last week I got a call at 12 midnight. Somebody wanted to see a doctor, and we have to assist. But as the Madam Professor said, if we can educate our women to attend antenatal clinics at the vulnerable zones, we can avoid a lot of maternal deaths. So that is why we want to increase the spread of CHIPs across the country. If we get the necessary support from our collaborators, we hope that by the end of 2014, we have constructed about 2,000. Your Excellency, in addition to the construction of CHIP zones, we are also going to accelerate the service of our national ambulance system, which has contributed to some improvement in the referral system. It is currently limited in coverage, and we expect the district assemblies also to work together with us to manage the ambulance service. One of the factors affecting access to health care is the lack of accommodation for health staff. The Ministry of Health is addressing this problem by getting private developers to construct housing units for staff so that they can accept postings to deprived areas. Another way by which we are getting midwives to underdeserved communities